Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and today we're going to be talking about 10 tips that I can kind of give off to you guys for the PS4 players, and just kind of this is mainly for you guys to really enjoy the game. The game's kind of slowly dying off on the Xbox, mainly because we're pretty much done with the game. So there's not much for us to do at the moment, so it's kind of just kind of like just chilled out, mellowed out. But you guys have so much content to go through, so it's going to be a lot of fun for you guys. And this is just to kind of make your journey a lot easier. For starters, if you have cash, know that there is a pay-to-win mechanic, but I'll get into detail with that later. But more importantly, if you go over to the services tab over here, max out your character slot expansion. It's about $7 or 700 Lumina per character slot expansion. If you have the Founders Pack or whatever, you start off with 5, and you can get up to 10 character slot expansions. But this is the way if you use money. The reason for that is because 10 characters across 10 characters, if you get them all to level 16 quickly, you're getting about 1, 4, 6, about 11,000 seeds per character, and multiply that by 10, that's 110,000 seeds per day. Without boosters. I think that's without boosters if I'm not mistaken. With boosters it's a little bit more, but if you don't have money, I would come down here, go to consumables, go to miscellaneous consumables, and usually a lot of the gear that you can buy, for example, it's inflated in Facera. This used to sell for like 30k, and now it's selling for 175k per character slot expansion. So things have really changed, from the first time I played this game. Um, but yeah, the reason for that is because the biggest currency in this game is star seeds, and you get a fine amount, like a very fine amount of star seeds that you can use. So the best way you can get more each day, just every day passively, is by having alternate characters. So I would advise just get 10 characters, have like the one character that you started off, in the beta, transfer all the gear over to another character and get it quickly to level 16. Um, and so the first 5 characters, this is what I did. I picked 5 different characters. I picked a mage, crusader, um, berserker, priest, and a ranger. So that way, when I got tired of one character, finally maxed it out, played the heck out of it. I basically got to enjoy myself and all over again by trying a new character. Now, this is specifically so you guys can continue to make a lot of seeds to fund all of your expenses. For example, maybe you might need potions, maybe you might need gear, uh, and you get this, and like I said, every single day passively. I have 10 characters on this account, so they all had boosters. So that's about 50,000 star seeds with double boosters across 10 characters. So I make about 500,000 star seeds a day. Um, but yeah, that's just the first tip. Now moving on to the next tip. Quickly unlock the campaign. I know if it's your first character, I would advise to do all of the side missions and all the quests. But after that, just do all of your blue missions because you're going to be doing regionals almost all the time. So you're going to basically get all of your skill points you need for your blessing over time anyway. And a lot of the thing is, all these missions on the side is that they slow you down and they don't really give you that much XP. If you want to do the brown missions, I would start doing the brown missions basically up north when you start getting into the Rudis defense line, the Padana village down here. Then the side missions actually start giving you relevant XP. So quickly unlock the campaign all the way up until Gideon, kill Gideon, and the reason for that is so you can unlock estates quickly. Estates are a very great way for you to get star seeds because you're going to be building a mine and an orchard. See, on across my 10 characters, that they all have level 5 estates for the most part, except for like 2. Um, they're working their way there, but I have an orchard and a mine on 5 characters, but on the other 5, which is basically going to be my bread and butter, I'm going to have specifically double mines on each one. So if you do the math, I have 3 miners at level 5. Um, Now 2 mines going out at the time, so that's 6 miners per character. 6 times 5, that's 30 miners. Just cracking, down pyrite, getting me materials of pyrite, mined ore, mined jewel, mined rock, morden stone, and grinding stone, and these are all relevant things for you to use in the in the long run. So you guys can see what it looks like here. I have 3 miners right here, and the reason that's a kind of a big deal is because they produce certain things that are basically useful that people don't know about until they get to the later content. For example, as you can see here, the green stuff that you see right there, that's I'll show you in the labor pool. That is resources that you use for your potions, to craft gear, and all that jazz. Mine jewel, this is more for like your decorative materials, and you're not gonna worry about that till you start getting ancient chest recipes and actually beat your campaign. Now, the next things is that you need to know is that I would advise to build a blacksmith. So look, people don't know this, but you can actually have 2 mines going at once. If it makes you build an orchard, destroy it, and you can actually build another mine. So I have 2 mines going, and just to kind of give you guys a perspective, pyrite is basically extremely important in this game because of the fact that you use pyrite for crafting materials like superior leather, superior cloth, and potions. You know, you can get potion of regeneration, and what else? Morden stone is used to create ingots, you know, stellarite ingots, and stellarite plates. Grinding stone is the same thing, you can use that for potions. These are extremely important, and just to kind of give you guys in perspective, in Facera, pyrite, I can sell this 50 stack for 2,500 at each, or 2,000, you know, on the low end. So I'll get 100,000 star seeds back, and it doesn't take me that long to get this. All this other resources isn't that big of a deal though. Let's see. You do get access at a level 5 to. Here, let me show you what this looks like. 5 different tavern visitors, and you only get that at level 5. I do have 2 other places that I can, you know, build. At level 5, you can make a smithy, a carpenter's workshop, but that's just too much, too lengthy for you guys, and I'll get that into that in a different video. But yeah, the things I would focus on if you are at the estates is build a blacksmith and an alchemist. The blacksmith, get max that out, and then get an alchemist, max it out. Mainly because the alchemist makes you some really good stuff that you can use on the extra gear stuff that you don't use from the blacksmith. But otherwise, you have 2 blacksmiths running. And now let's move on to the next piece, which is save your embers. If you guys don't know what that is, every time you do your regionals or you open your box from your bosses, there's stuff that comes out. There's enhancement stones. They're like green, blue fortification stones, and there's this thing called embers, and there's also sigils. Save all of your sigils, your legendary sigils that are, if you're using B grades, that's going to be on the market a lot, so you're not going to be worried about that too much because B grades going to just be used, I mean, in PS4 for a while, but the crutch of the entire game is going to be A gear. Now A gear, it needs sigils immeasurably, and the thing is, it's such an expensive resource that doesn't come by a lot, so that's why you can bypass that by upgrading your gear using embers. And if you don't know how to upgrade your gear using embers, look at one of my videos in the past. Just look up the guitarist and you know how to use embers correctly. Save your blue ones and your purple ones, and I would first use those embers on weapons, because weapon sigils are probably the hardest thing to come by in this game. So save all of your legendary weapon sigils, so that way you can use those weapon sigils for when it's mythic or when it's legendary, because it's going to start breaking a whole lot more. But otherwise, that's what I would use. Weapons is the most important thing, so that's the one thing you do want to upgrade first and foremost to get your attack all the way up. And secondly, you know, just get gear that enhances your attack. For example, for me on the Berserker, I have the attack axe on one of my other characters. These don't have attack on them, but I do have gear that enhances other stuff. For example, I do have attack boots on my other character, but otherwise I have crit boots. I got defense gauntlets, but I also have attack gauntlets. I got attack shoulders, so that really adds to my attack. So my attack right now is 7,179. If I wanted to use a necklace to enhance my gear for more attack, I have it too. It's in my warehouse though, it looks like. But like as you can see, I do have the Lich's Ring, which has, you know, extra attack there. Ring of the Black Sun, which gives me 188 attack. And that's just kind of like what you need to know is that aside from your gear score, you do want to have gear that enhances your attacks. For example, for the Berserkers, it's Dragonite Shoulder Armor, the attack boots, the attack gloves. And for the mage, it's the attack shoulders, the attack boots, the attack gloves, or the crit damage gloves, or the Belt of Eternity, which is attack. Get gear. That's all A gear, of course. Obviously, for the B gear, you want to get the Scryer's, belt, or there is gear for you that's B gear for the PS4, for example. For the Berserker and the Crusader, it's going to be the Gauntlets of the Protector, stuff like that. Next thing you need to know is anytime you get gear, don't throw it away, don't destroy it. You want to salvage all of the gear that you get from the game, because cores are basically the one resource in the game that you're going to constantly always be burning and always going to be using. If you get gear like this, you can probably unbind it and sell it. Otherwise, just see where it goes. For example, like I have this right here from a weekly. This is from a weekly rotation. But otherwise, salvage it. If I don't need it, I can salvage it. So like I have cores right now, 1,789 cores. I'll go to salvage it. Boom. I have 105 cores specifically from that. Otherwise, if I want to sell that, that's another good way to make money from this game, which is another really good resource. You can definitely sell your gear, and it's worth a lot more. When you sell like fortification stones, it's about like 50 or 100. But when you sell armor, it's exponential, like 10,000. Like the fortification stones will be like 190, like as you can see on the right, per stone, so you get like 1,000 if you sell all of them. But as you can see, if I sell this purple plus 5 gear, it's 8,721. But those are the two things you need to know about the gear. Salvage it, unbind it if you want to sell it for star seeds, or sell it for gold. Now the next thing I want you guys to know is to explore the map. Really explore the map, mainly because you need to get all the bag space that you can. There's so much of this map that can go around. Go to the Timeless Jungles and Kala. Go all the way to what is available at the moment. The mountains, North Buren, Edelon Forest. Get all of the bag space that you can before you start wasting money on bag space. That way you can have like a good amount of storage space before you have to spend star seeds or real money. Now, if you do that, make sure that you don't forget to actually turn in all of your bag space and actually go to the brag merchant to actually increase your bag space. And if you do need bag space, you could definitely buy it in the Lumina shop for cash. But I don't spend money on this game at all. I spend most of my seeds on just getting more bag space at the marketplace. Back then it used to be like 2,000 seeds, but now as you can see, bag space is 25,000 a bag piece right now. Now the next thing is save. People always ask like, what should I throw away out of my bag? Save everything that's pyrite, mordant stone, and grinding stone from all of your boss runs. Now the second thing you want to always kind of keep is Dawnfern and Fox Eye.
Can I help you?
Keep all of that. Lumia Shroot, don't really need that, but you can use that to get your alchemy up. Breath Mushroom, you don't really need that, but you can keep it if you want to make healing potions that are healing potions like one. But you just need so many healing potions, Breath Mushrooms, that to me it's just not worth it. Otherwise, just save it and max out your account storage. So this is mine. It's 120 slots right here. A lot of people don't have this. They normally have like what, 6 slots, or maybe at most I think like 12 or maybe 8, and then that's as much as they have. Because the thing is, across all 10 characters, you can store all of your crafting material, as you can see that I have here. So it doesn't take up bag space all the time. And once it gets full, you can sell it. For example, like from all of my runs, I have 50 pyrite here. I can sell that. Or like, I stack all of my weekly boss runs, and this is how I got all these armor sigils every single week on. I haven't done it for these past 3 weeks because I kind of slowed down, but basically every week I would get around 50 to 60 sigils without having to spend a single dime on this game. And I got to basically level up all of my characters and get cores, gold, and basically sigils along with embers, because that's another thing that I got too. As you can see up here, I got a bunch of embers, 82 purple embers, and I got about 100 blue embers if I'm not mistaken. Boom. But yeah, save all of that, throw it all into your account storage. And another thing that you can really know is that you can throw your quest material there too. You don't know what that is yet, but the thing is, there's certain things called a daily turn-ins that you need to do for your game, which is reputation quests, and they're gonna demand you is basically 2 per city. For example, in Cars Core, it's gonna say collect mushroom caps and haunted fragments, and you have to increase the reputation that you have of each city. So save, for example, 2 per each city. That's about 10. 10 slots can go to all of that, so that way when you get like a bunch of random fragments or whatever, you can just store it into your account storage, so it doesn't take, because the thing is, I don't know why they did that, but these actually take up backspace. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The next thing I want to talk about is to never miss your weekly bosses, because you get a guaranteed armor sigil from the weekly boss runs. And I'll show you guys an example right here by opening up this box I did from the Grassland Giants. And depending on your level, you do get gear that's in the box. For example, because I'm such a high level, I'm going to get these +5 every single time. I think it starts off like at level 30, you can get this kind of stuff. Otherwise, or level 26 to 30. So if you just kind of want to skip things and just level up all the way, get your gear score to a minimum of 860, and then just try to get better gear score with just better drops like this. This is one way to do it. You do get keys, and you get better gear from this, and a sigil. So as you can see, just from opening this box, I got a purple +5 B item. Looks like this is a max roll. I'm not entirely sure, but if I'm not mistaken, this is like the max roll for Whirlwind, but I could be wrong. But all this stuff that you get from here, as you can see, I got embers. I can store that in account storage, store that in account storage, and I get soul crystals. But we can talk about that on a different video as well. But again, do these across all your characters. 5, for example, I kill all the bosses, Cyclops, Grassland Giant, Spider Queen, Harpy Queen, and Bashal. That's 5. There's more though, there's Soul Razor once you get to level 25. There's also the Bone Dragon, and there's also Oses. So that's 3 more. So really you can get 8. Now 8 times 10 characters, that's about 80 sigils per character if you really want to go above and beyond. But that's just too much work for even for me. So I'll just leave that as is. One thing I really want to stress is if Backspace is selling for cheap in your server, I would buy it immediately with seeds. Find a way, farm something, sell it instantly, and then try to buy it as quickly as possible, because I saw Backspace at 2,000 in the beginning of when I started playing Bless, because people didn't know and people were trying to get his seeds quickly to progress. And PlayStation is a completely new game at the moment. There is a pay to win mechanic at the moment, but the thing is, everything's gonna be so cheap because nobody has star seeds and nobody's made 30 to 40 to 90 different alt characters to basically fund their whole process. So max out your account storage and your backspace quickly after you've explored the map. Try to buy everything if it's at 2,000. If it's at 25 to 30,000 each, just kind of wait, because it's not going to go much higher than that. Do know that gold is hard to come by, so if you're not mob grinding or selling gear, don't use it senselessly on artifact cores. And what I mean by that is some people think they don't want to farm cores, and they actually want to come over here to the limited time merchant and buy artifact cores, which is a waste of gold in my opinion, because you could just get cores easily with this purple gear now. As you can see, I could spend 100,000 gold to get 200 cores. I can get 3 of these a day. That's 300,000 gold for 600 cores, and that's not worth it for me. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to go over in today's video. There's so much to go on this game, and this is just to kind of give you guys off easy. Like I said, do all of your blue missions. Don't skip your gear score level. Try to get gear as quickly as possible to get your gear score up, level up, and then get your gear maxed out. But do all of these bosses because they do give you good gear, but it's relative to your level. So I usually just save these specific bosses, the weeklies, for when I do have a really nice level. For example, if I go and do that weekly boss and I'm like a level 2, or obviously it's not gonna happen, but it's gonna give me like relatively good gear. But that's what I really want you guys to know, is that that's all important. So get your backspace up. Whatchamacallit, do all of your blue missions. Try to get to the states as quickly as possible. If you want to get your grind early on to be as quick and as efficient and to be one of the best players in the game, unfortunately, alts are the best way to do it. If you're doing free-to-play mechanics. Now, if you're balling and you have deep wallets, deep pockets, there is the pay-to-win mechanic, and you can check out one of my videos for that too. I don't like that part about this game, but there definitely is a pay-to-win mechanic, which is basically buying costumes and salvaging them. Um, Salvaging them gives you cores, it gives you gold, it gives you seeds, and it gives you sigils. And what I mean by that is only these costumes right here. I don't know how it's gonna affect PS4, but this, as far as I know, that's what's gonna happen. Is you're gonna buy one of these skins, and then you can salvage these costumes to get stuff. Now the last thing that I want to leave you guys with is, I know it's already been 10 different things, is if you do have the boosters, know that the advanced starseed and the basic starseed booster can be used simultaneously. So that's extremely important, okay? The advanced starseed and the basic starseed booster can be used together, so that means you can get 60% extra starseeds. Without the boosters, you get 30,000 starseeds every single day at a level 26 with the 5 exchanges. Level 26 is the last level you get to max out your exchanges, and that's 5 exchanges. Pair that up with this, you go from 30,000 starseeds a day to 50,000 starseeds. I'm rounding up because it's really like around 48 or 49,000. And that's pretty much it, guys. One more hidden fact is, if you do decide to do all of your missions, not just your blue ones, if you start off here at the Wolf King, completely here, don't bother doing the missions until you pop a PvE scroll, which is, like a experience booster, and also skill XP booster. Those two are extremely important. Make sure that you get it for the day if you can, otherwise just get it for the hour, and do as many missions as quickly as possible, because depending on your character, skill points are going to be extremely useful in the late game, because not only now are they used for your blessings, but they're also used for passives. But again, like if you have the pay to win mechanic, you can get memory gems, or there's other ways you can get memory gems. You can buy them for starter seeds at the marketplace. But that's it for now. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna be coming out with some more tips for you guys, because I want to make it easy for the PlayStation transition. But yeah, that's what I got. Take it easy, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to follow the socials: Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, which is the Guitarist562. I do stream on Twitch. I'm gonna be uploading videos a bit slower now, because again, there's no content for Xbox at the moment. So I've just been signing on to do my estates. But I will tell you guys that the estates are a nice way to make a good side money. But only do that if you kind of just want to have a laid-back approach to the game and don't really want to grind too much, because it's kind of like playing Farmville. But take it easy, guys, and stay blessed.